Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Too Much Chatter podcast. This is episode number 2. I'm one of your hosts, Skip, and I'm joined by my other host, Matt. Matt, say hello.
How's it going, everybody?
We are back. We are back. Let's just go ahead and get straight into the topics. Where do you think we should start? You want to just start like where we left off? Where we started last week? Or last episode, I should say. What did we do last? What was the first thing? We started off with the finals, the Eastern Conference
Yeah,
Finals.
Eastern Conference Finals.
Sure, why not? Let's go. Let's go to Eastern Conference Finals. Um, pretty much every single projection that we said and that we literally said like, oh, both of these series are basically over. Pretty much everything we said just completely went out the window.
Hey, Heat and 5.
we both we both said like, Jimmy Butler is
The,
basically like the second coming, and then game 3 happened.
yeah, and then he shat a brick.
Yeah, and if you don't know, Celtics won game 3. The final score was 117 to 106. Let's see here. Um, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, 26 and 25 points respectively. Kemba Walker 21 and Marcus Smart 20. So they had 4 guys over 20 points,
Absolutely nuts.
which is ridiculous. Um,
Actually, there was a Western Conference Final game too. AD rising up to hit that game winner.
yeah, we didn't think about that. That was crazy. That was crazy. We'll hang on. We'll get to that in a second because yes, you're right. I do want to talk about that too. I forgot about that. But yeah, I mean Jimmy Butler, 17 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. I mean, it's fine. It's not bad.
No,
It's just not what you expect.
not at all what you expect.
I mean,
What was Tyler Hero looking like?
Tyler Hero was sitting at 22, 22 points.
What about the main man Bam?
Bam had 27 and 16, so he balled. He balled out. He did
So
what he had
the
to do.
Celtics just balled harder then, because the
Yeah,
Heat were balling.
he were balling. Yeah, I mean only 106, but I mean they were balling. Yeah,
They were balling.
I don't understand. You know, just you figure too. I'm disappointed in Andre Iguodala. I want to bring that up because we haven't talked about like Andre Iguodala. I feel like no one really has since he went to the Heat. I
No.
guess he really hasn't done much, but like he literally won Finals MVP at the Warriors.
Yeah.
Like everyone forgets about that.
Oh yeah. Just you bringing that up just made me think of the whole LeBron MVP. Oh my God, he's such a little
Oh my god,
bitch.
that was hilarious. Did we talk
He's.
about that last time?
I don't think so, but he's
Did
such.
that happen yet?
I don't. I have no. I don't remember. I don't.
Okay.
I think, but it might have. But he's such a little. He's such a little
Yeah,
bitch.
LeBron's a pussy. Okay, I feel like we should clarify it because we didn't. I don't know if we really explained how we feel about things as well as we should have last time. We we are very passionate haters of LeBron James, and I mean, because obviously Matt's a Bulls fan, so I mean that one's kind of self-explanatory. I feel like,
Jordan is the goat. Will be the
yeah.
goat, and will forever be the goat in my eyes.
And that is the second time you've said that on the show, and I could not be happier that you've said that twice now. But yeah, I mean, I agree. I think Jordan's the goat. I think LeBron is second. I think LeBron's very good, and I think he's second. But
I. The thing with me in LeBron is I feel like if LeBron gets a couple more chips, then like just straight up you can't really say Jordan's the goat. But I don't. The reason why I say Jordan's the goat is because he literally changed the game of basketball in such a way that it's never been the same. Basketball
right,
wouldn't be what it is without Michael Jordan.
right,
And granted,
right.
basketball today wouldn't be what it is without LeBron, but he hasn't done nearly as much.
I agree. I agree. And that's not to hate on LeBron either, because I mean, even though we just both said that we don't
Yeah,
like LeBron,
he's a
we I mean,
he's a fantastic
yeah,
businessman, a fantastic person, and
and a fantastic player.
and a
Don't Yeah,
fantastic basketball player. But I just think Jordan just is on a whole nother level of just
yeah,
anybody.
yeah. I mean, I feel like, and this is not me saying that Kobe is better than LeBron because I don't think he was, but um, I feel like Kobe and like Jordan both had like a certain like I don't know what do you call it, like an aura
hmm
almost.
It
You
was
know what I mean?
when people walked or people when you saw I got to see Kobe Bryant play. We're not old enough to have seen Jordan
Yeah.
play, but from everything that my growing up, my dad went to many Bulls games back in the day growing up in Chicago, so he got to see both Jordan and Kobe play, and he said,
Right.
we've even seen LeBron play too. LeBron just doesn't have the mentality that when he steps on the court, he's gonna kill you. Like
Yeah,
Jordan, the way that my dad described it is like every time that he ever saw Jordan on the court, it looked like he was going for the head.
right. That's one of the things too I don't like about the NBA now is like everyone's kind of like friends now. I mean, obviously you have a couple things like Russ. He's not really friends with many people in the NBA,
Yeah,
but it feels like it's so friendly now. Like it's not near as fun to
I
watch.
also feel like the whole load management thing is just
Yeah, it's bullshit. It's total bullshit.
back in the
No one cares.
back
Like
in the day, it was you're going hard
exactly.
every minute of every game that you're in. Nowadays,
It
it's
makes it makes regular season games hard to watch
yeah, it really
because they're
does.
so boring.
It really
And like, could
does.
you imagine like imagine if you don't know because you don't know what the starting lineup's going to be till the night of.
Yeah.
So you pay for a ticket to go to the game to see like LeBron James and Anthony Davis play, and neither one of them play because of load management.
Mhm. Mhm.
Like what? You know how pissed off I would be if I like flew out to Los Angeles. I mean, obviously not necessarily with the intention of going to the game, but sometimes people do fly to Los Angeles
Yeah.
just to go watch the Lakers
Mhm.
play, and then LeBron or AD or both do not play that night.
Mhm.
That's bullshit.
It's
I would
bullshit.
hate that.
It's bullshit.
I would absolutely hate that.
However, speaking of Jordan and the whole Bulls thing, signed a new head coach today, Billy Donovan off the Thunder.
Yeah,
Now
the Bulls, the Chicago Bulls signed Billy Donovan, old Billy D.
I'm conflicted because he can't be he can't be worse than
Mhm.
the last guy, but
I feel like it's important to point out we're filming this on Tuesday, so it's the day after the first one has gone up, and so a lot of things have happened, and now of course, like you're talking about, Billy Donovan is now the head coach, and that was like what 3 hours ago, something like that.
yeah.
Billy
But
Donovan is now the head coach of the Bulls.
I I I'm hopeful, but at the same time, the man went to an Eastern Conference or yeah, was it? No, it was a Western
West, yeah,
Conference final against Golden State, and then 4 straight years after that got out in the first round of the playoffs.
yeah, yeah. But hey, I think Billy Donovan, watching him in college, he's a very good coach, which I don't know. It obviously hasn't translated terrifically to now, but I mean, honestly, the Thunder this year were not good. That team should not have made it where they did.
No.
And I mean, a lot of that is probably Chris Paul,
Yeah.
but you got to give some of that to Billy Donovan.
This was
And
also just a fantastic year for their role players.
yeah,
Their role players just played phenomenally.
yeah. I'm gonna look up the fucking
I couldn't tell
lineup.
you anybody but Chris Paul and what's his
It's
name?
Steven
Steven
Adams.
Adams, yeah.
Yeah. Let me look it up real quick. Let's see. Um, but yeah, I think that all things said, the Thunder lineup like should not have made it as far as they did.
Nope.
Yeah. So they went 44 and 28.
Yeah, that's
What?
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And here, let's just read off a couple of these. You'll recognize some of them. Um, Dennis Schroeder.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isaiah Roby, no clue. Andre Roberson, he's been at the Thunder for
Yeah,
I don't even
he's
know how long.
I think I if I recall right, he was still like around when they went the last time they went to the Western Conference
Yeah.
final.
Yeah. Yeah, Chris Paul, obviously, Nerlens Noel, Abdel Nader,
Don't know.
Mike Muscala, which I only know from 2K. I'll be completely honest, just because of the video game.
Yeah.
Kevin Hervey, no clue. Devon Hall, no clue. Shay, oh boy, this is quite the pronunciation here. Shea Gilgis Alexander. I don't know why I struggle with that so much. Um, which he's good. I feel like most people know who he is at least. Danilo Gallinari, which is he's getting paid 22 million a year, and I think he's on the last year of his contract. I honestly couldn't remember, but anyways, continued. Terrence Ferguson, Lugans Dort, who just went off apparently in that last one like game or something like
Yeah.
that. Hamidou Diallo, I think that was their draft pick. Hamidou Diallo. I am so fucking bad at pronouncing these names.
It really is a struggle to watch. It's
It hurts.
it,
It hurts to do.
I'm trying my best here, but I don't know
Okay,
how much I can hold on.
here we go. Hamidou Diallo. I feel like that's right. Deontay Burton, Darius Baisley, and then obviously Steven Adams. But I mean, this team that what what what? How did they even like the fact that they went 44 and 28, which I understand too. Like the bubble in the scenarios is different, but still, I don't get it. I don't get it how they did as good as they did.
Yeah. Um but yeah, Thunder this whole bubble playoff has just been a whirlwind. Who would have thought that'd be Nuggets, Lakers, Heat,
Yeah.
Celtics?
No. No.
What would be even crazier now would be Nuggets, Heat,
Dude,
finals.
Adam Silver will put on an NBA uniform for the Lakers before he lets that happen. The commissioner of the NBA will not let that happen. You think they will rig the league for that to not happen? He already did, so LeBron could. Little theory for you there. He already did, so LeBron can get the chip. No, I don't actually think he did
I
that,
don't think so.
but I mean, like,
Yeah,
damn.
I don't know. LeBron, it just I don't know. I feel like my boy Giannis got a little bit of disrespect coming from LeBron.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't. That's a bold move.
Strong disagreement with
Yeah,
LeBron there.
strong
And
disagreement.
if you don't know what we're talking about, Giannis Antetokounmpo, which I can pronounce that one just fine, which is stupid, but he won the MVP back-to-back years just a couple days ago, whenever it was, and LeBron like went on saying it made him mad, which I understand. Yeah, of course it's gonna make you mad because you didn't win MVP, but also Giannis like just look at the stats. I mean,
Dominated.
and also look at what he means to his team. LeBron, the Lakers without LeBron and with still Anthony Davis, I think would make the playoffs.
I agree.
I mean, maybe not like obviously not like probably a top 5 seed, and in the West, it'd probably be 7-8, honestly.
Hmm.
And but the Bucks without Giannis, then what are the no? They're going nowhere.
I agree.
Absolutely nowhere.
They showed a little bit of fire because it was the playoffs, but I don't think in a regular season, I don't think it's. I wouldn't think that would last. Plus, they're also playing a lower seed in the Heat in the
Right.
playoffs during that series, but I feel like the Heat were also kind of underestimated now. Looking at them, they could just be on fire right now, but
Yeah. It seems as though.
they're the
Yeah,
real deal.
I agree. I honestly, I'm really disappointed we didn't get to see the Suns make the playoffs.
I agree. Devin Booker
I
just
don't remember. I don't remember who the Lakers beat down in the first round, but
uh,
I could look at it real quick. Hang on,
it's
let me look at it. Um,
that one wasn't it. It wasn't the Rockets, was it?
oh, surely not the 8 seed, right?
No, because wasn't it Thunder? Thunder got eliminated by the Rockets, and then the Rockets got eliminated by the Lakers.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know, dude. I don't know. Where is it? The Trailblazers?
Yeah. No,
Was that this year? Let me. I think it was, dude.
the Trailblazers. Didn't the
No, because
Trailblazers?
they played the Clippers.
Yeah.
How do we not know this?
I don't. This whole.
Memphis.
Oh,
No, round one Lakers. What? I am so confused. It says Trailblazers. I thought they played the Trailblazers played the Clippers.
I thought the no, Clippers played the Mavs first, right?
Yeah,
And then
maybe it was the Trailblazers. But wasn't Patrick Beverly making fun of Damian Lillard?
I have no idea. I don't
He,
remember.
oh well, oh well. I'm getting pissed off at it now.
Yeah.
That should have been easier to find, also.
It definitely should.
And also, as we're filming this on this Tuesday night, the Lakers are currently playing against the Nuggets. The Lakers are up 2-0 in the series. And as of right now, they're being with 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. They are down 20. The Lakers. So,
Jamal Murray and Jokic probably showing out as usual.
you're right on. You're right on. Jamal Murray has, as of now, with 10 minutes left, 20 points, 11 assists, 8 rebounds. Nikola Jokic, 22 points, 5 assists, 7 rebounds, and
So Jamal Murray's trying to run up on that triple double.
yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. And Jeremy Grant, get this, 21 for Jeremy Grant, the power forward boy,
My man.
my man Jeremy.
Put some respect on his name. Also,
Put some respect on
also
Jeremy.
Alex Caruso was throwing it down in the
Dude.
last game.
Okay, when Anthony Davis hit that buzzer beater, I honestly was so excited because I really did think that Alex Caruso was about to hit that three because he had an opportunity. If you don't know, he had an opportunity right before Anthony Davis shot the shot because they got a rebound. Or no, the ball went out of bounds. I'm sorry.
Ball went out of bounds.
Because Alex Caruso had a wide open three at the top of the key and he just bricked it.
Hmm.
But if that shot would have gone in, could you imagine?
Bro, he's already a hero. he's playing out of his mind.
I agree. Could you imagine Twitter if that shot would have gone in?
Oh God.
Twitter would have been amazing.
Oh, I couldn't. I couldn't handle
Amazing.
it. But yeah, as I mean, as far as NBA, that's kind of
I think that's about.
we're kind
I
of
think
caught
that's
up.
about it on NBA. Yeah.
Need to talk about
Also, yeah.
NFL.
Also, I agree. I agree. And also, for everyone knowing, it is like 10 o'clock at night. We are so dear God, we are so tired.
So tired.
I understand that makes us sound like we are 9,000 years old because we're saying that 10 o'clock at night is like late. But I just want to point this out. We have a lot that we've been doing lately.
Yeah.
So 10 o'clock at night is very rough on us right now. But okay, yeah. Anyways, just so if you don't think the energy is there, it's because it's fucking not.
And also, another disclaimer is we're still kind of figuring things out in these first couple episodes. So if the
Yeah.
quality's not perfect,
Right.
feel free to let us know. Or
Yeah.
we're also looking into it ourselves. We listen to, or we at least try and fix everything as we're
Yeah.
going. But sometimes it's just not going to be great.
Yeah. Also, we have another interview tonight. We're bringing on our other guy Nick, who's probably going to be with us on Fridays too.
You can
And
already see him in the call right now.
yeah,
Mr. Poopy Face Tomato Nose.
yes, that is Nick, and I feel like that name describes Nick very well. But so we're going to bring him on later. But yeah, so and we know what happened with Dan's mic last episode was painful probably to listen to, and we apologize for that. But we got that surely to God we got that sorted out. I hope Nick has his mic plugged into
Yeah,
his computer.
I tried adjusting it beforehand to make sure that wouldn't happen again, but we'll see.
We'll see. Yeah. So if your ears get like hurt here in about what probably 20 minutes or so, 30 minutes maybe,
30
we
minutes.
apologize. Yeah, I would say 30 minutes. Yeah, but we apologize. All right. Anyways, let's get on to the NFL.
NFL.
I feel like we have to start with. I want to start before we get to all the injuries because there's so many this.
I want to save the
this
Seahawks for
weekend.
last.
Okay. Okay. But before we get to all the injuries, let's do. So the new thing that has been happening to coaches
Oh,
is the fines.
oh,
They have been the coaches, like all coaches across the league, have been getting $100,000 fines for not wearing their masks on the sidelines. But here's my thing: I understand the fine, and I get fining coaches for not wearing your mask because they're whatever. Like NFL. At least I don't feel like NFL necessarily cares, but they want to project that they care. So
I agree.
so I get fining them, but also those guys probably get tested every day. Like their test results come in every weekend before, at least every weekend before the game start.
Hmm.
And like I don't remember. I think Bleacher Report puts it out. I could be completely wrong on that. I apologize if I am, but 2 weeks in a row, like both the weeks, 0 people in the entire NFL has tested positive for COVID. So why the fuck do they have to have their mask on the sideline?
Uh, my thing with that is probably if it depends on also I think if you're in a controlled stadium like the Raiders the other day where there's no fans,
Yeah.
I think that's one thing.
Well, yeah, I
But
agree. If they're
but
yeah, I
if
agree.
you're like Andy Reid playing in
Mm.
Arrowhead and
Yeah, and
there's
they're
fans
like
there.
15,000 or something. Or, no,
Yeah.
how many? I don't think there's that many Arrowhead, but like yeah, Dallas had like 15K.
Yeah, like that's a whole
Yeah,
different ball
I
game.
agree. I agree. You're right there. I didn't think about that part, but yeah, I mean, well, it was Seattle was like
Pete
there was
Carroll
no fans there.
Pete
Pete
Carroll
Carroll
got
got fined.
fined. Yeah.
Yeah, and so did like last night. Sean Payton got fined,
Yeah, but
and
I think
there was no fans.
you gotta draw the line somewhere. I think though, because
Mm-hmm.
if you then you're allowing people to weasel their way out of doing
That's
what
true.
they're supposed to. So I mean, at the end of the day, I get it, but finding
That's
them
true.
$100,000 seems a little bit ridiculous.
That's a very big fine, and not to mention the coach gets fined $100,000, and then their team gets fined $250,000 per coach with the mask off.
Hmm.
And I'm assuming that they're probably just going to point out head coaches because that's guys that are always on camera. But
Hmm.
that's crazy, and they can apparently, from what I heard on ESPN today, they can pull their mask down to like make a call, but that they have to put it like right back up, which made sense to me. I was like, okay, that's fair.
My favorite thing from I think it was week 1 where Andy Reid was wearing the face shield. All the memes of people saying that he was drawing the play calling on the mist
Oh
and the
man,
condensation on the inside of the mask to show it to Pat Mahomes was so good.
yeah, those memes about like because his face shield was so foggy, it was so bad.
I don't know how he was watching the game.
He wasn't. You think he needs to watch a game? I'm pretty sure I could coach like I gotta make a game plan for the Chiefs against the Ravens this week. Throw the ball deep.
Yeah, that
There you go, and hand it off to Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Oh, did you see? I don't know if it was. I think it was this week, or no, it might have been the week one. I don't remember what week it was, but they spelled his name wrong on his jersey.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Yeah, so it's H-E, and they put H-I on his jersey.
Helaire.
Yeah, it was. Oh
Eh,
man, I was like, how do you not get your boy right? Come
That's
on
what you,
now.
that's what you get for being an LSU grad. They don't know how
Yeah,
to
that's
spell
what
over
you get.
there either.
Yeah, he probably did it.
But
Yeah. Continue on the NFL topic. Let's get some scores here. I pulled up some. Um, we'll talk about the Saints game later because I don't know if I'm ready to come to that yet.
just start off with the Bears. My good old
Okay.
Bears. Bear down. Mitch Trubisky
talk
2-0.
about- Let's talk about how the Bears won 17-13 against the Saquonless
Saquonless
Giants
in the
for a
second
half.
half.
for a half. Yeah,
Keep in mind, I don't know if they scored in the second half.
probably not. They scored 13 the whole game. Bears have a good defense.
They might have only scored in the second half. That would be embarrassing, but
They only scored in the second half.
wow. You know what? That's yeah. No one
They
ever
scored.
no one ever said
they
the Bears
scored
were
13.
perfect, but the Bears are 2-0, so they are perfect, regardless of what you
Bears-
say.
Wow, this was a. Wow, this I'm so happy we didn't watch this game like live because Bears scored 10 in the first quarter, 7 in the second, didn't score again the rest of the game. And New York didn't score in the first half and only scored in the second half. That was probably the worst game to watch. I apologize if you're in that region and your local CBS channel got that game because that probably sucked ass.
Hey, you know what?
But you're right. The Bears are 2-0. Bears are 2-0.
Money Mitch,
Money Mitch 2-0.
2-0.
I can't hate on him. I can't.
Can't.
Cuz you know who's not 2-0?
The Saints
My New Orleans Saints are not 2-0.
and many other teams in the league are not 2-0.
And yeah, but the fucking somehow the Chicago Bears are 2-0.
Hey, there's only a 10% chance difference in who's going to win this game on Sunday versus the Atlanta Falcons and the Bears. They have a 55% chance, and we have a 45% chance of winning. So you know what? And the Falcons are some grade A choke artists. So
Yeah, I was about to say, just literally, just like don't even bring players on the field at the first half. Let them get all their scoring out of their system. So then, like when the second half, they can literally just start throwing interceptions.
it's a good segue. Falcons Cowboys. What a game! What a game!
That was so much fun to watch. That was so. Being a Saints fan, it comes with a massive amount of hatred for the Atlanta Falcons, which is also painful because we are such big Bama fans. So it sucks. It's a two-way street because you have Julio and Calvin Ridley on the Falcons, and I want them to succeed, but I want them to be in a different jersey.
I agree.
And the Falcons, but it's so no matter how many Bama players on that team, it's so funny every time because every time they choke, it's so dramatic. Like
Mhm,
it's not like a 10-point lead.
mhm.
It's like they have been absolutely demolishing the other team the whole game.
Yeah,
and
but
then they choke it.
that onside kick
Oh my
is
gosh.
so
Oh my
embarrassing.
gosh.
So embarrassing.
How the fuck do you not just jump on the ball like 3 yards into that onside kick?
I really don't get it.
It looked like they forgot.
But it's alive after 5, so they can't if it
Okay.
goes past 5 yards, as soon as a player touches it, it's a live ball.
Okay.
But
But-
if it goes past 10, the Cowboys
Yeah.
can jump on it anyway.
Yeah, right.
So what I don't understand is if the ball is running that slow, the Falcons should just be in a circle around the ball, pretty much.
I don't understand. And what's funny to me too is they had a super easy recovery. I don't know, like they were literally a guy. If you go back and watch the onside kick, there's like one of their recovery men literally walks up to the ball and then starts like backing away,
Yeah, no.
like boxing out.
I don't
And
think the players are too clear on what the rule is, so they don't want to get an encroachment foul.
it's probably because they changed onside kick
Yeah.
rules every year.
Yeah, they do.
Like, what's the rule now? You can't you can't run.
No.
To start the onside kick. That's so dumb. They said it's a dangerous play, which yeah, it is, but that's what makes it fun.
Yeah, kickoff is the most dangerous play in football, but
I don't care. Good.
I mean,
That's another thing. I hate that. That's not the thing I hate this week. I'm not using my thing I hate this week on this, but I do hate that people that play football. And yes, the game should be made safer any way it can. But the people who play football sign up and they understand what they're doing.
I agree.
It's not like it's not like taxes. You're not forced to play football.
Mm-hmm.
So
I agree. I think the rules on head-to-head contact and hitting a defenseless player need to be pretty cut and dry, like unacceptable. You shouldn't be hitting someone that's either not ready to be that not able to brace themselves for the impact, and hitting someone in the head doesn't matter if it's intentional is always unacceptable. The effects of that are too great. You've seen too many people
you're right.
getting CTE and concussions, the
You're
whole
right.
thing.
Like Gronk with his
But
interview.
yeah, Gronk is like I don't. He looks like he's not all the way there, but granted,
He's gonna be.
he's also Gronk, so he may not have been all the way there to begin with.
Yeah, I agree.
But the kickoff, I think, making it to where you can't run it another player on a play during the game, which is a pretty
Which
frequent play.
which requires you to run to get the ball.
Yeah,
Also, because it's like the most important time of the game that you're running that play.
yeah. Like
That's total bullshit.
I agree. I think it makes it way too easy for the
Yeah.
receiving team to recover the ball, unless you're the
At some
Falcons.
point, yeah. Unless you're the Falcons, because they don't know how to play football.
Exactly.
Like it's bad. It's bad when like we could have done better than they did. Like we could have. Anyway, I feel like I could have put like a 7-year-old out there and they would have understood to fall on the ball.
Me being a 5'10", 160-pound white kid from Chicago could have recovered that kick.
Right. Right. I agree. And me, I'm not athletic. Could have easily got that. Easily. I'm like, the ball was like it was like how I kick it to like.
It was like if we're sitting 3 feet away from each other. If I were to toss the ball at you,
Yeah.
that's the equivalent of picking up that ball.
Yeah, maybe it may not even be that bad. And that's the thing too. You don't have to pick it up. You just gotta fall on it.
Yeah. It requires
the game plan there.
You could belly flop on the floor. You don't have to have
Exactly.
an ounce. You don't have to have an ounce of athletic ability. You could
Just fall on the fucking ball,
Mhm.
and it's game over.
All right.
But fuck you, Falcons. Cowboys won. Injuries. Let's go to injuries because we're gonna miss some of these scores. But I'll go through them real quick. There's really not that many interesting ones. Bengals lost again.
Just go through it. Try and go through all of them.
Okay, I'll do it. Bengals lost again to the Browns. Bears beat the Giants. Rams beat the Eagles because the Eagles apparently suck. Cowboys beat the Falcons. Everyone knows that. Tom Brady got his first win as a Buck. Threw another pick.
I don't like him at all. I think Tom is not looking very good, but I think that's also a byproduct of his offensive line not really protecting him as much. He
I
feels
agree.
the pressure. He's hurting him a little. It's you can definitely see that it's hurting him a little more these days.
I agree.
Falling on the ground every play instead of being behind a bunker.
Hot take. Tom Brady's washed up. Hot take. Just put it out there. Tom Brady's washed up. He's not good anymore because he doesn't have an offensive line. Anyways, and that's me saying that knowing he's the greatest to ever play in football. That's me saying that.
Every
knowing
career has an end, and I think we're seeing Tom Brady's
yeah.
last act here.
I agree. 49ers killed the Jets even after they lost basically their entire team. Bosa,
Mhm.
torn ACL, done. I
You
don't
hate to
know the
see
guy's
it.
name. Yeah, you do. I hate seeing players go down like that. Like Saquon, we were talking about that earlier. Saquon, man, that's just so sad. You don't want to see that ever. Steelers beat the Broncos. Titans beat the Jaguars. I think that was a game-winning field goal because Gostkowski is the funniest kicker in football.
Yeah, he is.
Week one,
He's
week one, what?
hilarious.
Did he miss 3 field goals and an extra point?
Yes.
And so misses 3 field goals and an extra point. Kicks a game-winning kick week 1. Week 2 makes a field goal, misses an extra point, and then kicks a game-winning field goal again. So
Yeah.
best kicker in football. Actually, I take that back. Chiefs
Chargers. What a fucking game, Justin Herbert, dude.
Yeah, I have to. Well, Justin Herbert, very much impressive, but by far the player of the game, and right now,
Best kicker.
best kicker in the league by far. Because I completely
What was
just
it? Did he
forgot
hit
about him.
three straight 58-yarders?
Yes, 3. Well, no. It was the first one was 53,
Yeah.
and then what happened?
No, they originally
Was it 58 first, and then 53,
no,
and then 58?
it was 53, and then there was a 5-yard penalty. So
Yes.
he drilled
And
the
then-
53, and then they moved him back to 58, and then he kicked it.
Timeout.
But
They called it timeout.
Yeah, they iced him, but he made it, and then he nailed the game winner after that.
So
350
3
plus.
straight. And not to mention, he made one earlier in the game that was
Yeah.
58 too.
Yeah, 58.
So he made 4 50-yard field goals in that game, and two of them did not count.
The last one sailed through the update. Sailed through the uprights. Probably could have gone 64, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Harrison Butker, also great name. Butker.
Butker.
That's awesome.
It is awesome.
And no one makes fun of it, which is just even cooler
No,
because you're a beastly kicker.
Because he's a grown ass man.
Yeah, Harrison Butker.
But Justin Herbert on the opposite side of the ball.
Great game. He threw an interception, but I'm thoroughly impressed. And
He got it done with the legs. Got it done with the arm.
He did. And I'm very confused because I don't know who the fuck the Chargers head coach is, but he came out and said that no, Tyrod Taylor's still starting.
Yeah, I don't get it at all. Tyrod Taylor's still going to be out for week 3 though, I think.
He is.
I think so.
Okay. We'll see. Then we'll see if that changes. Because
I could be wrong on that, but I think the last I heard, he's still going to be out. It was something with his ribs, and he was having some breathing problems.
Yeah, then we'll see if the quarterback situation changes after week 3. Because I think Justin Herbert's legit.
I do.
And I can't believe I'm saying that because I am one of the main people that said that after college he's a bust because he went to Oregon.
I mean, no shade. I mean, like I think Oregon is a great school, and they're great.
And they honestly produce good talent.
Yeah, but I just didn't think he was.
The competition. It was different to me with Mariota, and I know Mariota now is the bust, but it was different to me because Mariota, you could see that he was a better player than that. He deserved he won the Heisman.
Mm-hmm.
Did he?
Yeah,
he did. He did.
Yeah.
He won the Heisman, and he you could tell it seemed different. But now, I mean, Mariota had a couple good years in Tennessee, and now it seems as though that Justin Herbert is, and this has only been 1 week, and apparently all of our predictions are wrong. But I'm going to make a prediction that he will be at least a very good quarterback his rookie season, like this season. I'm not saying they're going to win anything. I'm just saying that he will be a consistent good quarterback, and he will have very much proven himself by the end of the season.
I think so. I think he's already looking better than Tyrod after 1 game. But
yeah, at least Tyrod Taylor. Tyrod Taylor does not. His week 1 performance was so bad.
Mm-hmm. All right, what we're doing Seahawks,
yeah,
Patriots.
Seahawks, man.
Russell
Fuck
Wilson.
You, Cam Newton.
Russell Wilson.
Fuck you, Cam Newton.
You are a bad man.
Yeah.
Baddest quarterback in football.
Cam Newton now must suck Russell Wilson's penis.
Given Cam didn't, as much as I don't like him, Cam played a hell of a game too.
Cam did play a hell of a game.
Was it 400 passing yards, something
I'll
like
look
that?
At it. I'll look. Don't even worry about it. I got you. Cam Newton 397.
Yeah.
Which is, I'll give it to you, Cam. You balled out, but
you didn't ball as hard as my boy.
You took that fucking L.
Also, DK Metcalf, Mostafon Gilmore.
Rastafan.
He's Rastafarian, but
he's he Rastafarianed him.
Yeah, but
Russell Wilson, 288 yards, 5 touchdowns and 1 pick.
My fantasy quarterback scored 30-something points, even though he had an interception.
Yeah.
I lost the week. It came down to Alvin Kamara versus Josh Jacobs for me. Josh Jacobs.
I don't even think I talked about the Saints game.
We'll do that next. But Josh Jacobs, I mean, we can kind of segue into it now. I mean, DK Metcalf had a great game from the Seahawks. Julian Edelman was doing everything, on the offense for them besides Cam Newton. Also, James White, praying for that guy.
Yeah, man, that's a terrible situation.
For those of you guys don't know, his parents were in a car crash. His father unfortunately passed away. His mom is in critical condition. Was not able to.
Is she still? I don't even know. I don't know if she's okay or not yet.
I haven't heard anything, but James White was not able to attend the Patriots game. He was with his family. Prayers up to him. But after the first touchdown from the Patriots on that pick 6 to open the game, his teammates sent him a message over the camera, which I thought was really cool.
That was really cool. Yeah, that was really cool. And yeah, you know, that's heavy stuff. You know, that's very awful. You know, obviously, I don't know how to talk about this kind of stuff, but it's obviously a terrible situation, and we hope whatever needs to happen can happen for that situation.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's go on to
Saints Raiders.
The fucking
Derek Carr.
Shut up.
Reverse Uno'd you.
I don't want to hear it. The first the first quarter of this game, of the Saints and Raiders game. Also, great stadium, Las Vegas. You did a great
Yeah,
job. Looks beautiful, man.
looks beautiful.
Cool ass stadium.
Fantastic.
But that first quarter, we were sitting there watching the game yesterday, Monday night, making fun of how shitty Derek Carr looked.
In the first quarter, yeah. I thought it was going to get ugly. Michael Thomas also with that tweet, he said it was going to get ugly real quick, and sure did. In that second half, it got ugly really fast.
Yeah, we being Saints fan, we shit the bed. Las Vegas Raiders 17 points in the second quarter, tied the game going into halftime. I don't know what happened. I don't know how to explain it.
Their tight ends went out of their mind for the Raiders.
Darren Waller is on my fantasy team. I won this week also. Shout out me for beating my dad's ass in fantasy football. So, okay, I feel like we should explain a little bit of our fantasy. Let's finish doing this Saints game first.
Yeah.
So, Saints got beat down 34-24. We looked terrible in the second half. Drew Brees, I love the guy, but man, he did not look good. Really, the offense, the amount of penalties. They had over 129 penalty yards, which I can't believe I even just said. 129 penalty yards.
Granted, this time most were warranted. Usually, I'll admit the Saints get some shit calls, but this game y'all were all over.
Yeah, it was bad.
All over the Raiders. There was a blatant pass interference call. It was a defensive holding actually. Henry Ruggs, they wouldn't even he was burning the receiver so bad that they started to just hold on to him at the line of scrimmage.
I agree. Sorry for all that noise, everyone.
Granted, Henry Ruggs also did not have I think more than one reception the entire game, but that's just because Derek Carr doesn't know how to throw a deep ball to save his life.
Dude, those deep balls, that's one of the things in the first quarter too. We saw Derek Carr throwing deep balls was hilarious.
It was so bad. He had a wide open Henry Ruggs, would have been a touchdown, overthrew him by 15 yards.
Yeah, I also don't think this means anything because the Saints have not started off 2-0, and I don't know even how long. It's been so long since we've been 2-0, so this means absolutely nothing to me. I think it's just gonna work out the kinks like they do every year. I think
this
we'll be fine.
First 2-0 start from the Bears since 2013.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see the rest of the season. But anyways, I'm gonna talk about our fantasy a little bit, and then we'll try to get into something other than sports because we've been going on sports for dear God, probably a half hour now, probably over that.
37 minutes.
Yeah, so okay, we'll try to get off this real quick. But okay, so our fantasy league, basically, we do a fantasy league every year, just because we love fantasy. Who doesn't love fantasy? And this year we do all of our guys that we're close friends with, and this year we have added my sister's boyfriend, who we're very close to, and my father is also in this fantasy league, and my dad is a huge Bama fan, just like we are,
and a Cowboy fan,
and a huge Cowboy fan, and his team very much reflects that. His team is full, with a couple exceptions. His team is full of either SEC players, Cowboys players, or straight up Bama players. I mean, that would be included in SEC, but yeah, you get the point. And I mean, a couple of stragglers here and there, but man, he's been getting the beat down every week.
2 weeks. I beat him by 102 the first week, and you beat him by what, 30 this week?
I only beat him by 21, but that's because also not Christian McCaffrey, but that's because I tried some things on my starting lineup. So.
I also tried some things and I lost. I did not play the right people at all this week. Yeah. Only lost by 10, but given if I were to have put in Noah Fant, how could I have predicted Mark Andrews coming off a 3 touchdown week with the Ravens? Had 20 something points.
Yeah.
Last week 4. Yeah. Noah Fant went from 4 to 20. I didn't see that one coming. Also, DJ Moore, I think it was. Balled out.
Yep.
Missed that one too.
It happens. Can't get them all.
Also, Matt Prater had 2 points.
I would like to say too, Julian Edelman was sitting on my bench and he had 170 something receiving yards. So I could have beaten him by more.
Yeah, I could have won my game if I made the right picks though.
Yes, that's true. But anyway, so yeah, that's our fantasy league. I'm coming off a fantasy championship last year, so I will be bragging about that constantly. This year is actually our first year that we're actually going to have a punishment for the dead last place.
We gotta iron
And
it out the kinks, but as of right
right,
now,
we
we're gonna have to put on a costume and walk through a very public area that's near
we
and
it's
dear to
very
our
public.
hearts.
It's very public. Just that's all we can tell you about it, but it's very very public area, and it will be. We haven't picked a costume yet or anything, but it will be glorious to say the least.
Yeah, it'll be. I mean, I think it's gonna be fun, even if I lose. Like, I'm gonna have a blast fucking walking down the
Oh yeah,
street, have
I
everybody
agree.
yelling shit at me.
I agree completely. Um, but yeah, anyways, so let's try to get away from sports a little bit. There's something I want to talk about first, and let's go to nerd shit. I think that's good.
Yeah.
I think that'd be good because I want to talk about this. Xbox pre-orders happened, I think today. There were some
Hmm.
more Xbox pre-orders, and we talked about the PlayStation 5 pre-orders last time and how I could not, for the life of me, get a PS5 pre-order.
Hmm.
And PS5 even like came out and apologized. I said all that, but so the sites crashed like with the PS5 pre-orders, like all at Best Buy crashed, GameStop crashed, all Amazon, all those pages crashed. Today, the same thing happened for the Xbox ones. All the sites crashed. I was like, surely by now they'll figure out what the fuck is happening.
I think it's also in part these are probably the most hyped consoles
Oh,
I've
I agree.
of our
I
of
agree.
all time.
I agree.
The thing, my issue with what what's happening with this console war is that it's to an extent it's helping gaming. It's really building everything
Hmm.
up, but at the same time it's ruining it. I really do think so.
You're talking about like how?
The idea, I get it's a business move and I get it, but the idea of exclusive
Yeah,
games,
yeah. I
you
agree.
ruin the industry.
I agree. I completely agree.
The
And
the the great thing about games
yeah.
is that everybody's supposed to be able to play them.
Hmm.
And the fact that to play both like Halo Infinite, for example, I have to either buy an Xbox or you
Yeah.
have to have a gaming PC.
Yeah.
But
Like,
in
could you
order for me to
imagine?
play the
Yeah.
the supposed game of the year this year, which is going to be Spider-Man Miles Morales, I'd have to
Right.
spend an additional $500 to get the second console
Yeah.
or already have a gaming PC and
Right.
still spend the money on the PlayStation.
Mm. See, and that's the thing too. Could you imagine like having the same console and being able to play like the new Halo Infinite and like Spider-Man Miles Morales?
Yeah, see, like that's the thing. Like that's the beauty I think of PC is that a lot of these exclusives for PlayStation end up making their way to PC
Hmm.
eventually, but it's not the same. Like PC, I get everybody rags on PC. Like PC players are supposed to be like the nerds, the guys that I mean, hell, I have a rainbow keyboard myself, but like I'm I'm not like a goober that sits inside his room all days and play video
Yeah.
games, but PC has a bad stigma, but at the end of the day,
Yeah.
it's the one that has all the games on it.
Right. Right. I
But
agree. And
it's
we don't sit inside and play video games all day, just most of the day.
yeah, just most of the day.
We're respectable like
But
that.
but the consoles are built for casual gamers, and those are the people that need to have access to all the games. Which
I agree.
I never
Yeah.
understood it why a game developer like I get Sony owns Spider-Man, so I guess yeah that one makes kind of sense to me. But like Halo or like the whole idea of exclusive games is just a bad thing for me. But
Hmm.
speaking of exclusives, Xbox and Microsoft just bought ZeniMax Softworks, which for you guys that don't know, own Bethesda, which means the next Skyrim or Elder Scrolls 6 will be exclusive to Xbox. Same
Yep.
with the next Fallout game, same with the next Doom.
Did you see Obsidian tweeted out like, or they responded to a tweet? Obsidian, who made like New Vegas,
Hmm.
they responded to a tweet talking about. So this does this mean that New Vegas can happen now? And they were like, I don't know. Which I mean, to me means that obviously eventually it's gonna happen. I mean, obviously there'll be probably years, but
What do you mean?
like Fallout, like New Vegas 2.
Oh yeah, New Vegas 2 New Vegas 2 will probably happen. I think
Yeah.
the biggest one for me is the Elder Scrolls.
I've never even like played any of that. So like you'd have to explain that to
The
me.
okay, so Skyrim has been remastered probably
Hmm.
a dozen times now.
Right.
It's probably it, it it may not have sold the most copies, but I think in terms of just being a legendary game, I can't see Skyrim not being in the top 3 games ever.
Hmm.
Skyrim is has just unbelievable amounts of hype and like dedication to it. Like that's an occult fan base is the Elder Scrolls.
Right.
So I grew up playing Skyrim. It was like probably one of the games I spent the most time on growing up on playing Xbox. So yeah, It's it's a big deal, and The Elder Scrolls 6 has been hyped for many
Right.
years.
I was about to say, yeah.
It's like when GT people have been talking about GTA 6 for years, but
Yeah.
The Elder Scrolls even has its own a cult following like that. Like there are still YouTubers that get millions of views playing Skyrim, and it's a 10-year-old game by now.
Right. Yeah. I never personally, I never got into like the Skyrim or like Elder Scrolls or anything like that. But I mean, it's not anything for me to say like that they're bad or anything like that, because obviously they're not. Very obviously they're not. But to me, it's just like I just never actually played them. I'm sure I would love them if I played them. But yeah, it's very obvious the hype around this whole move that Xbox has made and that
Yeah,
Microsoft has made is incredible, and it's good for them. And I think it's honestly it does suck because it's more exclusives, but it is good for competition.
it's good for it's a way to balance the scales a little bit.
Hmm. Yeah, because it was leaning very heavily PlayStation, I
Oh,
think.
I definitely agree. I agree 100%. I don't.
And I also think that I don't think they won enough people over with this buyout. I don't think Xbox, because even with this, I don't think that they've done enough to
Mhm.
break that
Oh,
hump.
I don't think so either. I think with the way that the last God of War was received, the Spider-Man game was received.
I mean, those are both those two right there, and Ghost of Tsushima. Those three are game of the years, like could be.
Yeah.
Like God of War, I don't think won it, but
Mhm.
Spider-Man won. Spider-Man won. Ghost of Tsushima probably won't win because like a couple other games came out.
Mhm.
But like that game, I don't know if any of you guys played it, but Ghost of Tsushima is one of my favorite games ever now.
Mhm.
It was so good, and like uh Last of Us 2, which I know that was a big thing, like people didn't really like how it went, but
I,
everyone played it.
I watched a playthrough of it. I don't personally own a PlayStation, but I did play the first game. My deal with The Last of Us 2 was that I don't necessarily believe that it deserves the hate that it got, but I think its main thing is that it's two games wrapped into one, and and the whole thing is paced bad.
Yeah, that's what we talked about too. You just
Yeah,
said that you changed up the pacing, right?
I think how it should have gone, it should have been The Last of Us 1. That game was flawless in my mind.
Hmm.
Not much wrong with that game.
Right.
The second one should have been introducing this new character, the new girl, I forgot her name,
Abby.
Abby. She goes through, does her whole thing to get to Joel, and then the ending of that game, or the climax or whatever, she kills Joel. Sorry for if you haven't watched it, but
That
it's
should. I agree. I agree. That should have been the end because that's huge.
that's huge. And they killed him in the first 10 minutes of the game, or
Yeah.
not first 10 minutes, but first like hour of gameplay. He's dead. The character people wanted to play the most, gone.
Gone. Yeah.
Game 3, The Last of Us 3 should have been Ellie's revenge story. That way you get a full Abby character development arc. Ellie gets kind of developed in between in that game. You keep her thing. Joel kind of gets developed a little bit more, fleshed out. You end his
Hmm.
character arc in a nice way, and then that shock value hits you right at the end of the game. And then it gives you a reason to play the third one because
You
you're,
could have made it. You could have made the shock value even better too if you
yeah,
like developed Joel's character more in that
yeah,
second game.
exactly. And then
And now my thing is too. You can't even do anything now. Like that series has to be over, right?
I would think so, yes, but like I said, you could have had a whole third game.
Yeah.
It would have been such a better character arc for all of the characters if there was a third game, and that third game is Ellie getting her revenge.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
that's my deal with The Last
I
of Us
agree.
2.
I agree. All right, let's try to move a little bit on from video game specific stuff. Okay.
I'm gonna
Yeah, we're getting close to needing to bring Nick in here, but I want to hit on a couple things that we didn't talk about last time. We talked about that we were excited for superhero movies. We never said which ones we were specifically excited for.
hmm
I just want to point out a couple. You can point out a couple for yours. Really, the Marvel movies, they're kind of. If you don't know, I am a huge DC fan. I think the DCEU, well, that can be a whole nother conversation also, but I think the DCEU itself has been very spotty. But the Batman movie that's coming out in 2021 with Robert Pattinson,
hmm
very excited about that. That's number one on my list by far. What,
hmm
what I'm excited for. Um, the new Flash movie,
Yep.
which we'll see. You're a huge Flash fan.
I'm probably the biggest Flash fan you're ever gonna meet. My deal with comic books, DC, in my opinion, makes better comics. So far, MCU has blown them out of the water in movies.
I agree. I agree. And it painful for me to say, but yes,
I
I agree.
agree. Yeah.
With the exception of The Dark Knight.
Yeah, The Dark Knight. Dark Knight is in my top 5 movies ever.
it's my favorite movie I've ever seen. But yeah, same boat there. Um, but yeah, so Batman movie, the new Flash movie that's coming out. Wonder Woman 84 I'm excited for. I'm really not I don't have as much faith in it as I did with the first one, but
Thing is,
it
I don't even really care much for like Wonder Woman as a superhero. Like,
yeah,
she's, don't get me wrong, she's really cool, and like some of her comics are great. I'm just not personally that like big of a fan.
right,
Like, she's no Batman or the Flash to me, but like she's
right.
still cool. Like,
No,
I
I
would
agree.
take Wonder Woman over like at least half of the MCU
Mm,
characters.
mm, yes.
But
For me, I like obviously I'm super biased with this, but one person I absolutely cannot stand in Marvel is Captain America. And it's the same kind of thing. Like I like Superman more, but the whole like the whole thing with like the what do you call that? Like the what's that thing? Boy Scout, yeah,
Boy
like the
Scout,
Boy Scout superheroes. I hate those. I hate those like those kind of superheroes. But anyways, so yeah, Batman, Flash, Wonder Woman 84,
Snyder
um,
Cut, Justice League.
the Snyder Cut. I'm pissed off about the Snyder Cut because I think Zack Snyder, and I will go on record saying this, Zack Snyder is not a good superhero movie director. I think he could have been. I don't think he is. But I think this Justice League movie that he's making will be really good because he is now not even having to make his original version, but he's allowed to see what everyone wants to see because it's been like what 3 years since that movie came out, and now he's able to see what he wants to see or see what everyone wants to see and put all that into the new movie. So I think he kind of has an unfair advantage there. But again, it just means better Justice League content for us, so I'm
Yeah.
perfectly fine with it.
Hmm.
But so yeah, that one. And the Suicide Squad movie, I'm not excited for. I'll be honest. I'm gonna watch it, but I don't think it looks. Harley Quinn also looks cool. Obviously, she looks awesome all the time. Harley Quinn and Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn is the best casting decision of all time. But so that one is whatever. And then the only other one that I can even think of right now is the
Black
I can't
Adam.
think of it. Black Adam. That looked awesome. That looks so cool.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson is
He's
also
gonna be
a,
cool as shit.
yeah. I think I'm more excited though for the next couple DC games.
Yeah,
Suicide Squad
yeah.
versus the Justice League looks,
Oh, it looked cold, man.
and so did the Arkham.
Good
Or
as
was it?
fuck.
It's
Gotham Knights.
Gotham Knights. Gotham Knights
Yeah,
looks
where
awesome.
you're so Gotham Knights. You're playing as Robin, which is Tim Drake, Red Hood, uh, Dick Grayson, so Nightwing, and Batgirl.
Red
And
Hood being Jason
Batman's
Todd.
quote unquote
Dead.
dead, quote unquote, but we'll see. I don't think he's dead, but we'll see. And you're playing against the Court of Owls,
Yeah.
which will be crazy.
Hmm.
It'll be crazy. And it'll be awesome seeing Talon fight, but those games are going to be great, obviously. Let's hit a couple more things. I heard Nick close the door right
Yeah,
there.
he's probably gonna be
So
coming here in any
yeah.
minute.
So let's close out before we get to this next interview. We don't even know what questions we're asking him.
No, it's gonna be kind of on the fly. Should I just tell him to come in here now and he can
Sorry
he
if I
can
just
just
coughed in everybody's ear.
kind of
Um,
flow into the conversation?
sure. I mean, we'll throw some stuff at him.
Yeah.
But for we didn't hit this last time. I know JB and Chance, Justin Bieber and Chance released a new song called "Holy." I'm a huge Chance the Rapper fan. I understand that his latest album wasn't great, but I thought that song was really good. You said it was okay. I know. You said Justin Bieber's part was good. Chance's part was weird. So from a
Okay.
non-biased perspective, that sounds better.
My I don't dislike the chance part. That's not what I meant. It's the introduction, like the very when he's
When he
phasing in.
sings,
Yeah, when he sings, it was just kind of
yeah,
weird. It didn't match
see
this.
that shit hit for your boy. But I'm also that's not I'm not a fair judgment. I'm not.
Yeah,
So
I mean, I don't get me wrong. I was on the chance train growing. I mean, like I grew up in
right,
the city that he's from.
right, yeah,
I've seen him perform. I've seen him walking down the streets of Chicago.
yeah.
It's he's he's a good artist for me, but I think I'm not nearly as big of a fan of his as you are, clearly. But like I said,
Very clearly, yeah.
like I said, it just it was kind of weird for me. I listened to it with a couple of my friends from home. They had the
yeah,
same opinion. Just that chance lead in was a little bit shaky, but then when he started like getting into like his rap, it
Yeah,
was
pretty good. That's it. See, I think that's fair because again, I am not a fair judgment. Literally anything he puts out, like I like. I'm total Chance dick sucker. Like that's
yeah.
that's just the truth. Um, last thing, little pop culture thing here. Cardi B and Offset. Oh, America's favorite couple. is getting a divorce.
Files for divorce.
I couldn't even say it.
Also, the memes of that. All
Oh man.
everybody was shooting their shot on Twitter. Oh my
Oh
gosh.
man. Also, the fact that if anyone thought that that was gonna last, you're an idiot.
No. Also, the Migos fell off hard,
Hard.
hard.
Where did they go? What
Apparently,
happened?
apparently they released a new song like just recently, and they all three of them, like their people said that they thought that that song was gonna be like their biggest ever. I didn't hear about it.
I didn't hear it. Was it the one with YoungBoy?
Uh,
Because I might have heard it.
it's called like some with a B. I'll look it up.
Maybe I didn't hear it. But yeah, that's a good point. I never thought about that because dude, they did like crash and burn. That's crazy. You're 100%
Yeah,
right,
it's
dude.
called. I think it's like Need It with
Oh
Young
yeah, I
Boy.
heard that. I heard that. It wasn't bad. I don't think biggest ever is quite a. They got a lot of biggest evers. I think that's quite a stretch.
Bad and Bougie.
I think Bad and
Like
Bougie is definitely biggest
Bad and
ever.
Bougie has 678 million streams on Spotify. That's just
I
on
think Walk
Spotify.
It Talk It is also close.
Walk
But
It Talk It is 495,000.
yeah, 1,000.
409 oh, thousand million. I mean,
Okay, I was gonna say. Holy
495.
shit.
That's just on Spotify too. So
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
still much more.
exactly. Um, another thing we could talk about too. Where the hell is Nick?
I'm not sure. I really I
we'll
said
we'll try
anytime
to
is good.
we'll try to text him again if you don't mind. I don't know where my phone is. I would text him, but
I said anytime is good. And he just I
okay,
heard him walking down the hallway.
yeah, okay. But another thing I saw, which I don't know how true this is, Kanye, which Kanye in general is just wow. But apparently now, Kim Kardashian is waiting for him to get off his latest episode, like
hmm
bipolar episode, to file for divorce, which we'll see. I think she likes to say that to bring attention to herself, but I'm a big Kanye fan. But dude is crazy. Dude's crazy.
My thing about that is, uh, I just don't like when you marry somebody like you signed up for better or for worse, sickness and health.
Yeah,
Like you also had that woman decided to have what 3 4 kids now with him.
yeah. I don't even know. I don't. Also, I just don't think that she's gonna actually divorce him.
But like
But yeah,
I don't think that's like you're asking a lot of those kids growing up, especially with a father like Kanye West and
yeah,
with a
he's
mom
crazy.
like her. Like you're asking a lot for them not to be in the same household. On
Yeah, I
top of
agree.
being some crazy ass parents, like I couldn't.
I agree. I agree. At least they'll be nice houses, both of them.
Oh yeah, they'll be.
Kanye's gonna pull up in his Batmobile,
Kind
the Tumbler.
oh yeah, didn't he buy one? Some shit like
He
that.
he has like 8, but they're not like actual the Tumbler from Batmobile from Batman from Dark Knight. But no, it's like they just look like that. They look like a war vehicle. He like has a basic. I would not be surprised if Kanye came out with like an army of people like in Yeezys, just like running around, just like with like Adidas like Ultra Boost like
Yeah.
bullets.
All right. Well, I think Nick is here, but he's just not talking. So, ladies and gentlemen, for you guys that don't know, Poopy Face Tomato Nose is our fourth and final roommate here. It's Nick. You guys talked to Dan the other day, but here he is, I believe.
Yes, sir.
Oh my god.
Welcome.
Uh,
Happy to be here, folks.
is there any way you could back your fucking mic away from your mouth?
I have him turned. I have his settings set up.
Oh,
So
okay. So maybe you're good then.
no,
I'm
he's
sorry.
yeah,
Thank you.
he's good in terms of the
Okay,
recording, but for you, you can adjust his volume of
that's
Discord.
true. That's true. I could just do that.
Just do it in editing later.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We definitely
That's
edit
how it
these.
works.
They definitely don't see the OBS screen right before we start the video or
They
anything.
they also definitely
I've already
they
watched
also
the first
didn't
episode.
see
I
me
know that.
forget and
Yeah.
leave the OBS screen up for the first 3 minutes of the podcast.
I'll say yeah.
Oh boy.
But so Nick, we don't really have any questions planned, but let's just kind of dive in here. I guess I can throw something at you. Um, Well, first off, what's your name?
You don't have to say your
My
last
name
name
is
if you don't.
You don't have to say. Don't say your
Nicholas.
last name. Yeah. Okay. I was gonna say, don't say your last name.
Nicholas
Um,
Brown. Nice to meet you.
Nicholas Brown. Okay,
Nicholas
that's
Brown.
not his name. But Nick, where are you from? You can just say the state.
I'm from Bama. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
So me and Nick grew up together. Uh,
Unfortunately.
unfortunately, yeah.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
No,
Great
I'm not
times.
kidding. But
Since fifth grade.
since fifth grade, yeah. So we grew up together and we bicker a lot, so that should be pretty fun to listen to. I'm
Mhm.
sure at some point there'll be us arguing. But
We have an occasional fuss and quarrel.
yeah, so that should probably be something good to turn into. Friday, so Nick's probably gonna. What I would assume Nick would do is like, cause so we talked about how Dan is gonna be like kind of like our pop culture guy. Nick, however, is.
Not cultured. Say it. Go ahead.
I wasn't gonna say that. I would just say you're more.
He's
if
the
there's
wild card.
If there's a meme side or a wild card's a good word for it, because I don't know what you'll ever bring to the table, but it'll always be something.
I
I
agree.
hope my future boss says that.
Yeah,
Don't know what the fuck this kid's gonna bring to the table,
Yeah.
but it sure as hell's gonna be good.
yeah. That's. I think that's the best way to describe. He's very good at doing voices. We're not. I won't make you do one now, but
Thank you.
he's very good at doing voices.
Recently, his thing has been JFK from Clone High.
Yeah.
Great character if you've seen him. Good character arc. Good voice. Good
Fantastic
personality.
character.
We've been on a binge of adult comedy like cartoon shows.
South
here in this
Park being
house.
the main
South
one.
Park has been South Park has been a focal point of this house for the past probably month.
Hmm
It's brought us together in many ways.
Yeah,
really
I would
has.
agree with that.
Mhm.
I don't know, Nick. What's a question? You got a question for him?
I have a
Oh,
question
I,
for.
I have.
Oh yeah, actually, yeah,
You
Nick.
bring.
We
You
talked
say
about
it,
this.
Matt.
We talked about this earlier, but we were talking. Nick was gonna buy a Biscuits jersey or a Biscuits shirt, and
Montgomery Biscuits,
yeah,
the minor league
Sorry.
baseball team.
yeah, and so we were talking about like the lack of like professional sports here in Bama, and brought up the question like, what like places or like states do you think like deserve professional sports the most? My answer was Hawaii. I would love to see a Hawaiian-based MLB and NFL
That'd be
team.
crazy.
It would
That'd
be crazy.
Okay, Nick. What'd you say?
My first option was I want Nashville to get a Major League Baseball team.
Nashville. Yeah, that would be awesome.
It just seems right.
It
They're
does. It does.
it's missing a whole market for baseball.
Mm.
And for my other choice, I think I wanted to go with Oklahoma City for baseball.
Ooh.
Two baseball choices. They've already
Okay.
got they have the AAA team for the Dodgers, but like move them somewhere else. Move them to freaking like Little Rock, Arkansas. I don't care.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, Oklahoma City's a great choice for baseball. I feel like baseball would really thrive in that kind of market.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
I really haven't given
Yeah,
that much
Alaska.
thought.
If
Alaska.
I could have a dream right now, Hawaii gets an NBA team, revives the Supersonics as a franchise.
Oh, no,
Hawaii,
Seattle deserves that team.
think about it though, the Honolulu Supersonics.
Yeah, that's a badass name.
Their stadium is
wait.
outside.
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be
It'd
cool
be
as shit.
cold.
Yeah, that'd be cool as shit. I don't know. Obviously, I'm gonna say I want Birmingham to get one, but they really shouldn't. I don't
Kick
think
the
the team
Barons
would.
out.
Yeah, the Barons, the minor league team. It's just I don't know. It's kind of historical now though because Michael Jordan played there. So
Move the Barons to Huntsville. Let them be hometown rivals with the
well,
Trash Pandas.
the
And
Huntsville.
then
I was about to say
Birmingham's open.
Huntsville has a team.
Let them be rivals.
Chicago
They'll
has
draw out
Chicago has two
every year in the minor
professional
league
teams.
postseason.
Yeah. Okay, Nick. Let's do. We gotta ask him some weird shit. We asked Anda so much weird shit.
Yeah, we did ask him.
And
some
we get better answers from Nick. Let's you know what, I'm just gonna go through the same questions. Fuck it. Let's hear the difference in answers. I think that could be a good idea.
Hey Nick, do you have
Why
any money?
not?
How much money do you have on you right now?
Like, am I in my debit card or my wallet?
Like
Wallet.
like cash money.
Cash money?
Yeah.
$100?
Can I have it?
I got 2 quarters right here.
Can I have the quarters? Matt can have the $100. I just want the quarters.
I will split the quarters between or amongst the two of you.
What about the $100?
Only problem is I have 3 quarters.
Ooh,
I'll break this quarter in half.
there we go. That'll work.
That'll do it.
Okay, I think this is a good one to ask him. So, Nick, can you just like tell everyone when the last time you shit your pants was?
I'd like to avoid that question.
We
I
can't
answered it.
we can't have two fucking titles be I shit myself though.
That's true. I can't. Yeah, I can't.
Also, in the unseeable future, where a future boss man or interviewee might find this, I'd like for him not to know that,
Pooped
or
yourself.
if I,
Oh, this is
or
yeah.
if I
This is
use the
true.
restroom.
in my pants.
But when you put your shoes on, Nick, which one do you tie first?
Matt, it's a great question. When I wake up in the morning, first I put my face on my pillow and I scream for an uninterrupted 10 seconds. And then I put my shoe on my left foot, and then my right foot. And then I remember, oh wait, I have to put my socks on. I then put my socks on, and then do left and right. And then
Wait.
remember, oh wait,
Wait,
I have to put my underwear on now.
wait, hold on. Can we backtrack there because you never
So whoa.
Whoa. Can we backtrack?
This is every
Okay, you
morning.
went from the shoes being on to putting the socks on. So are you putting the socks over the shoes because you never took the shoes off?
Yeah.
No, I started over. I took the shoes off,
Okay.
socks on, and then went,
And
oh no,
so you
my
put socks and
undergarment.
shoes on again, and then forgot you didn't have underwear on.
And this takes me roughly an hour and a half.
So you get up at 6:30 for a normal day.
Yes.
Okay.
I scream at 6:30 and start my day.
Okay.
That's what we wanted to hear. Let's not. I don't want to bounce into any more of his questions. But Nick, what's something that you like? This sounds like an interview question. What's something you like want to do on this?
On what?
Like on this podcast, like what would you want to do? Let's just have your whole pitch meeting like right now. Like what do you bring to the table? Tell them what you bring to the table.
Well, brother, I feel like I'm kind of limited, seeing as the only thing you can see about me is my voice and my username. But
You do bring us a pretty solid username.
thank you.
You
It's
bring that to the
straight
table.
from my mind. I thought what would be funny, what would be kind of like it bounces the line of is this too far? Is this controversial?
I agree.
And I landed on Poopy Face Tomato Nose, and I'm not regretting it. Not even a little bit.
Yeah.
But one of these days, I think I would just like to
Oh fuck.
and just
oh, that was a fat audio cut.
Damn. Your mic just fucking. I am so sorry to anybody that just heard that, but we heard it too, and trust me, I feel like I just got flashbanged.
His mic just died.
It
Does it
just.
sound okay now?
Yeah, you sound okay now, but like what happened was it just like kind of cut out, and then there was a loud like ringing noise, and then it came back to normal.
Oh, that was awesome.
Alright, let me reiterate. I just want to get some coloring books with the boys, and I just want to color. And at
You
the end
wanna
of
color?
it, we can let your viewers see, and they can vote on which coloring is the best.
I'm okay with that. We could put
Yeah.
the.
I have dibs
story
on
colors.
Disney Junior Princesses.
Damn it.
Sophia the First is mine.
Okay. Well, I would like to color just Bolt from the movie Bolt.
I don't like this
He's also
coloring
a
game.
Disney Junior Princess.
He's not a Disney Junior princess.
You don't know that.
Bolt is not a princess.
Bolt
don't-
is actually John Travolta.
Is he actually?
Look at the
Oh,
cast.
that's cool. There's what he offers. He can tell us about casting stuff. You can movies.
I
That's
also
what Nick offers.
I also would like to object to the idea of coloring books.
Object.
Oh, he can't see the colors.
Nick.
Matt. Okay, so everyone, I'm gonna say it because you don't get to announce this. Matt is colorblind. Everyone.
And they treat me like I'm mentally disabled.
I mean,
Nick forgets about it all the time. Okay, so a story is I had to drive. Nick's car had some issues going on, so I had to take him to Walmart to get his groceries. And so we were driving down the road, and one of the colors that I have a big problem seeing is orange. And so like
Oh, you're gonna
he-
hate my user profile picture.
but we were driving down the road and I was like, where do I have to go in like the Walmart parking lot to like find like where you get your groceries, Nick? And he goes, yeah, just go to the orange sign. I'm like, what? And then it takes him like a solid like 2 minutes to figure out like he's like, yeah, just go to the orange sign. I was like, I don't know where that is, dude.
At this point, I feel like I feel kind of frustrated. I'm like, Matt, it's on the right side, the orange, where it says Walmart pickup. It's covered in orange, and then I stopped.
And at least once a day, someone's
Oh,
like, oh
man.
yeah, the sunset's really pretty, and I'm like, fuck you.
I bet.
I bet it is. Yeah.
My
Could be.
our
I
our,
mean, I
our
don't
other
know.
our other roommate Dan like has known me for going on 6 years now, and yesterday night he shows me a picture of a sunset and says, "Wow, doesn't this look really cool?" I'm like, "Yeah, Dan, it does." I'm like, "I don't know what the fuck. I don't. It just looked like yellow. Like, what do you want
That's
from me?"
Oh, that's so good, dude. I completely forgot. Honestly, even in that moment, like I completely forgot. And so he was saying the whole coloring book thing, and then you
Yeah.
objected to
No,
it,
the bad
and it
Alright,
hit.
the
so
bad thing
we'll
is,
use mechanical pencils for the coloring book contest.
yeah. So wait. So my elementary school art teacher like actually thought that like I had like mental issues, I think, because she would treat me like I did not understand the basic concept of what a color was.
Hey class, we're gonna be using green today. Did you hear that, Matt?
Yeah, no, like
Green.
that's actually that's
Ever
actually
heard of it?
no, but you don't understand. That's like kind of similar to what it would be like. When she'd be like, "Yeah, today we're gonna be using watercolors." You hear that, Matt? We're gonna be coloring.
Water.
She
Can
gave
you
me
see water?
she gave me she gave me an A minus in the class, and
Water
on
is
I dead
weird.
ass if I could find a picture of it, I would, and I would show it to
Ooh.
everybody. She wrote on my report card in elementary school, "Thank you for trying your best."
You can see effort.
And I've never felt more
Oh.
I've never felt more disrespected in my life
Oh my
I had
than
a teacher write something on my test one time.
what was it?
It's quite worth the telling.
Okay, let's hear it.
So it was sophomore year chemistry, and I sat by my good friend Garrett. We were throwing partners at baseball. Great time. We always sat beside each other. So we're taking the test, and Garrett, he doesn't really prepare for tests as well as I do. So I had studied. I was prepared for this test, and during the test, he keeps tapping on my leg, like, "Hey, give me some answers." And this time, I was a little more stubborn. I was deciding, no, I'm not going to give him my answers. I have some academic conduct. And so on my test, I wrote, no, dumbass. And then
Put no
he
dumbass
said,
on
come on. And then he wrote back on his test, he said, come on. And I wrote back, no, I'm not horny today. Just to like make jokes during the test. So I finished the test, I turned it in, get a test back next week. I failed to erase those comments.
He didn't take 'em off. He didn't take 'em
My teacher has circled the comments and wrote, "This is not appropriate," and that's it. I didn't get sent to the office.
Oh my
She
god.
didn't talk to me about it. She just wrote, "That's not nice." I wrote, "You dumbass" on a test, and no, I'm not horny,
And turned it in
And
for a
turned it
grade.
in.
and made a 98 on it. So I mean,
Oh, that is beautiful. Oh, that's beautiful.
I have a picture of it. I'll find it later.
I feel like you
Okay,
gotta. I
well,
feel like you gotta tell a funny school story.
me?
Yeah.
We're running out of time, dude.
Yeah, we got one. We got one more
I
story in us.
just got here.
Okay. We're at like an hour and 15 already though. Like we're okay.
We're pushing it.
We'll have to save my story for Friday or whatever. We'll figure out something good to do Friday. Guys, make sure you tune in Friday. Everyone's gonna be here. That's very
Is this
exciting.
it?
What?
Is this it?
Well, you're on the Friday one now, so I mean, you get to.
Oh boy!
You get to. Well,
Give me
yeah,
a freaking tease.
you're on the whole thing Friday.
Tugging my chain, Gip. Tugging my chain.
You're on the whole thing Friday. It'll be all right. You'll be ready.
Thing about
Um,
this mad dog is he don't like his chain to be chain tugged on.
All right,
Yeah.
let Matt do the outro so we can get out of this. So we don't run over 2 fucking hours of you just talking about your chain getting tucked.
All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching the second episode of the Too Much Chatter podcast. It's been an interesting one for
It's
sure.
been quite an interesting one.
Glad you guys got to meet Nick. Nick, do you have anything to say before we end the episode here?
What's the catchphrase for ending it?
We don't have one yet. If you want to
We
make
don't
one,
have a
that'd be
catchphrase.
wonderful.
Make a catchphrase for this whole show right now.
We'll see you later, alligators. Little wild crocodile. Bye bye.
That's perfect. The end. See ya.
Bye, everybody. Peace.
Peace.